Today is Tuesday, July 2nd, 2019. And coming up on Roland Martin Unfiltered, Trump administration admits defeat, dropping its effort to add a citizenship question to the 2020 census. Sorry, suckers, y'all lose. A suit has been filed against Macy's for discrimination against people with police records. Donald Trump is having a big old partisan party on July 4th. He wants tanks on the mall on Washington. Really? Really? Okay, are you trying to be like Russia? Trying to be like North Korea? Can you make it any more obvious? But the Washington, D.C. City Council says, no, pimp, will not be any tanks on City Hall. Colin Kaepernick tells Nike no-go on shoes showing the Betsy Ross U.S. flags. Oh, my God, conservatives are just upset. Laura Ingraham, I'm not going to buy any more Nikes. Ted Cruz says no more. And even Joe Scarborough is saying, Democrats, you're wrong. Really? Also, folks, a man in a road rage case shows up to court in blackface. What the hell? He says because he's being treated like a black man. Guess what? They sent his punk ass to jail. Okay, here we go. In Pittsburgh, a man assaults a 13-year-old because the police wouldn't do it for him. White people have lost their minds. And folks, wait until you hear the instructions passengers get from this sister with Southwest Airlines. Oh, yeah. And my favorite video of the day, black woman makes it clear to a white man who shows up with a Confederate flag, you ain't fixing a damn thing in my house. Oh, we got some good ones for you. It's time to bring the funk on Roland Martin Unfiltered. Let's go.
He's got it. Whatever the biz, he's on it. Whatever it is, he's got the scoop, the fact, the find. And when it breaks, he's right on time and it's rolling. Best believe he's knowing. Putting it down from sports to news to politics. With entertainment just for kicks, he's rolling. It's on go, y'all. It's Roland Martin, yeah. Rolling with Roland now. He's funky, he's fresh, he's real, the best, you know he's Roland Martin now. Martin.
After Donald Trump lost big before the Supreme Court when it came to the citizenship question on the 2020 U.S. Census, now they admit further defeat, announcing today that they were not going to have that question on the U.S. Census. Now, the Supreme Court ruled they wanted them to actually explain why the question was on there. Many folks, of course, who fought this says this was all an attempt to limit the number of individuals who are either undocumented or immigrants from other countries. Now, what we also know is that the people who were trying to do this, we really found out it was because of race. A white guy who was dead, of course, his daughter got a hold of his computer, which showed that he explicitly wrote the language and said the reason for this is because they wanted to limit the people of color who were voting. Let's break it down with our panel right now, folks. Malik Abdul, Vice President, Black Conservative Federation. Kelly Bethea, Communications Strategist. Dr. Jason Nichols, Department of African American Studies, University of Maryland. This is defeat, Malik, for the Trump folks who are trying to defend this. Now we know with the information being discovered, this was really about limiting people of color.
Well, it's a defeat. Yes, it is. Good that the Supreme Court actually made the decision that he did, and I believe, was it 9-0?
Well, they actually made the decision. They actually said that y'all need to explain to us. So they actually did not actually rule on it, but they said y'all need to explain to us why the question is on here. So they didn't actually rule against him.
Yeah, it seems as if there was no explanation that either there was to provide or they weren't interested in providing one. Either way, when you have the Supreme Court, and I think it was initially when they decided to send it down to the lower court, I think it was a 9-0 ruling, and you can't really argue against that. When you have people on your own side saying that this does not smell right, the conservatives actually on the court, I think you just have to take that L and move on. I heard when the president said something about, he was kind of railing out a bit, saying that, well, I'm going to postpone the census and all of this type of stuff. But the Supreme Court said what it said, and the federal government did what it did, and I'm glad we're at this place.
Kelly, again, what you have here, we now know Republicans desperately tried to hide this. Wilbur Ross, of course, Commerce Secretary, repeatedly lied. They tried to even pimp the Voting Rights Act by saying, oh, no, we have this on here because this is to protect the Voting Rights Act. That got busted. Now we know this white guy down in Florida who dies, his daughter, who only got his computer because of a gift or something along those lines, she starts going through it, and she sees all of his writings, and he explains the reason behind the question was to limit people of color actually being counted and actually voting. That was why they were doing this.
And you kind of want to be surprised at that kind of rationale, but I'm not, especially when you have so many in bureaucracy who, frankly, are racist. And like I said before when we were talking about this issue, there are other ways to get that kind of information without it being a federal census, because you have to have a proper count to get proper funding, to get proper data from each state, each jurisdiction. And to have a question like that on a federal nationwide census, it limits the information necessary to get those things. So other organizations, fine, but it's not necessary for our federal government to know true citizenship, all of those things, in order for them to get their agenda passed and their agenda done.
Jason.
Yeah, I have to basically echo what was just said by both my co-panelists. I think that the motivation was exposed, and there really was no serious rationale for including this question, and I'm glad that Trump talked about, as Malik stated, about postponing the census. It wasn't gonna fly.
He literally wanted. I know it's constitutional, but postpone that thing.
Yeah, no, it was impossible. It wasn't gonna happen, and I think I think this was more just Trump bluster. Like, he knew he couldn't do that.
Absolutely.
It was just.
I'm just tired of our president being loud and wrong. That's like a personal pet peeve.
Oh hell, that's what it
really is.
That means you tired of him.
Yeah.
Because he's loud and wrong every day.
No, every day. And it's been a perpetual pet peeve for the past, almost 3 years now. And it's just pick a struggle, be loud or be wrong. And he's just both all the time. It's
But
very
I just want to say, is that the ACS, is that a government run? Because that question, it is asked on the ACS, which I think is a smaller sample size.
I don't think that's a government agent. You mean American Constitution Society?
No. The ACS, I think it's the American Community Survey or something, where that question is asked. I can't remember what agency is that through, but I think that there's something that is.
Right,
but either way, this is just an L. Take the L.
Like, it very well could be part of the sense of that agency that does the census, but it's not. Yes.
Take the L.
Bottom line is, they repeatedly lied. They know why they wanted to do it. Had nothing to do with the Voting Rights Act. They tried to pimp it. They got busted. Now they're embarrassed, and they kept lying, and they don't want to own up to their lying. Because for Trump, him and his people never want to admit when they lie. That's the real deal. Let's talk about Nike and Colin Kaepernick. Nike is pulling a USA-themed sneaker featuring an early American flag after Colin Kaepernick reportedly told the company to shut it down, that it shouldn't sell a shoe with a symbol that he and others consider offensive. Now, the red, white, and blue sneakers show the original version of the American flag created by Betsy Ross in 1776, nearly 100 years before the abolition of slavery. Days before the Air Max 1 Quick Strike 4th of July sneaker was set to go on sale, Nike announced that its Independence Day themed shoe was no longer available. Conservatives like Laura Ingraham and Ted Cruz are just beside themselves. In fact, Ted Cruz, let me pull this tweet up. Actually, I thought it was pretty funny as hell to listen to him whine about this here. And so let's see, where's the tweet? He asked his people that, oh, my family, we bought Nikes, but now we're not going to do it anymore. Do whatever. And so, Pam, I'm going to pull the tweet up for a second. Just what are your thoughts on Nike? Here's his tweet. I love and pull up. Go to my iPad, please. I love America. I stand for the anthem, respect the flag, and honor the men and women who fought to defend our nation. I respect free speech, and I'm exerting mine. Until Nike ends its contempt for those values, I will no longer purchase Nike products. Hashtag walk away from Nike. Retweet if you agree. Now, any of y'all saw Ted Cruz play basketball against Jimmy? What's my man? Jimmy
Kimmel?
ABC. Jimmy Kimmel. Okay, that was two white men who have no business ever bouncing the basketball. So frankly, you can wear some damn New Balance as far as we care, Ted Cruz. It does not matter.
Hey,
Matter of fact,
on the New Balance.
You know, this is DC now. You can't talk about New Balance.
yes, I can. Yes, I can. Yes, I can. So here's the piece. What do y'all make about Colin? Okay, again, and here's the deal. And Colin Kaepernick has not confirmed that he actually did this, and so that's always an issue for me. I sent him a text earlier today, have not heard back. So, again, that's reportedly. But what are your thoughts about Nike pulling this shoe based upon, reportedly, hey, saying, hey, some folks find that flag, that Virgin flag be offensive. What do you think?
Look, well, I'll tell you this. First of all, this is Roland Martin Unfiltered. I'm gonna be honest and say that shoe was hot. You know,
Tell me about
I
it.
saw that shoe.
Tell me about it.
It was hot. You know,
That joint was nice.
I saw that joint. I was like,
That joint was nice.
It's
and,
a little fire.
I used to live in Philadelphia. The Philadelphia 76ers have used that symbol. You know, that's not like something that people haven't used in the past. I understand why Colin Kaepernick, may have objected to it. Personally, first of all, in terms of Ted Cruz or anything like that, first of all, just think of it from a business standpoint. Nike knows its audience. Ted Cruz is not a sneakerhead. You know what I mean? He's not one of those people who's buying every pair of Jordans that comes out. Nike knows who their loyal customer base is, and much of it is African American, at least in this country. And a lot of, in terms of their business, it's growing internationally outside of the United States. So they're not, taking away some shoe with the American flag on it is okay by Nike. They're like, okay, one of our stars doesn't want it, we'll take it away. And so as a business decision, it made sense for Nike to do that. I think it's okay. It made sense for Colin Kaepernick to want the sneaker taken away. For me personally, I was not super offended by the sneaker. I wasn't really tripping on it one way or the other. You could take it away, you could keep it. As far as the design, that joint was hot.
Oh, Kelly?
I echo Jason's sentiments, especially with the design of the shoe. I'm not even a sneakerhead whatsoever, but that was just a nice shoe. I don't know where I would wear that shoe, but it's a nice shoe. That being said, I understand if this was a decision that was influenced by Kaepernick, I understand regarding Kaepernick's brand why he would be sensitive to that, because right now as it stands, that particular American flag is being used by white extremists and white supremacists or neo-Nazis in this country, and for Kaepernick to be associated with Nike for his efforts in the Black Lives Matter movement and just anti-police brutality and the like, I can understand why he would not want that shoe associated with Nike.
Well, hold on.
But
they're talking about that particular flag because at the time. Okay, so what if it was the current flag?
I don't think it would have been that big of a deal. I personally feel like if they were to do something like this correctly, I feel like they should have done a history of the flag.
But here's my whole deal, though. Okay, they put that flag on. All right. Should Nike have explained why they chose that flag? Malik, you want to get in, go ahead.
Yeah, absolutely. So third time is a charm. The shoe was hot. Everybody can agree with that the shoe was hot. And I was getting ready to pick up on your last point. Would it have mattered if it was the original flag? And I don't think that it would. And it's kind of unfortunate that we're kind of talking about this without any information from Colin. So we're kind of...
Well, actually, Colin or Nike.
Right.
Colin or Nike.
Yeah,
so it's kind of unfortunate that this is the conversation that we had, but they made the decision.
Look, I'll be honest with y'all. I would not put it above Nike, to being straight up. Putting it out there and pulling it back to get attention. I'm just being straight up.
Well,
Because here's the deal. Okay, the Wall Street Journal reported this. All right, and so I'm speaking from a reporter standpoint. So when I see a story, so I see this story, okay? Nike's not quoted. Kaepernick's not quoted
At all.
Nike has issued no statement
Nothing on Twitter.
as to why the shoe got pulled. Nothing. Like, nothing.
But it's selling for
Everybody's
2 G's
So
online now.
now, all of a sudden, you have a story that's gone all over the place, and there's no comment.
Yeah. And what I will say is that, we're just going to say, okay, well, let's say everything that we've heard, the rumors are true that Colin did actually reach out to Nike. Based on Colin's actual history of being against the American flag as we know it today, I can't see how he could be any more amenable to this flag versus the other flag.
I don't think.
We would be factually correct. Colin is not against
Right.
the American flag.
Yeah, I was gonna
Right.
say.
Let's correct that.
At least that's
There's no.
my understanding.
What Colin did was
The symbol.
No. We're gonna be correct. Colin Kaepernick is not against the American flag. Colin Kaepernick took a knee to protest police brutality. Colin Kaepernick has talked about the flag and what it has been a symbol of, which is factually correct.
Right.
But Colin Kaepernick is not against
But
the
it's
flag.
hard for people, we have to admit, it's kind of hard for people to really see that distinction because what he said is that he refuses to stand for a flag that, with the history. So saying...
No. Hold on.
But that's what he said.
Hold on.
Whoa.
Wait a minute.
But he said, I refuse to stand for
No.
a flag. And that's very valid.
That's not the same as I hate the flag.
Right.
Go ahead, Jason.
I was gonna bring up Mahmoud Abdul Rauf, who also didn't, show deference to the flag, didn't want to stand for it. He didn't hate it. It was just that he had a belief where it was like, okay, I'm not going to show reverence to the flag over my religion or over whatever. So I don't think it's necessarily to make this kind of simplistic idea, whereas if you don't stand for the flag, that you despise the flag. It's just, you may have
He doesn't
different
like what
beliefs.
the flag represents. And so
But
I
it
don't
wasn't
believe...
just the flag.
Well,
It was
no,
the flag and the anthem.
Right, but either way, my point here is that I do not believe that if Nike chose the current flag as we know it today, that Colin Kaepernick would have been any more amenable to that version of the flag.
Right, but we don't know. I mean,
First, we don't know.
Right.
Again,
Nike didn't ask him to wear the shoe.
Again, I go back to my original point.
I'm with you on that.
I'm telling y'all right now.
It don't
okay?
smell right.
There's no explanation whatsoever.
Right.
There's no explanation as to why the shoe. Okay, we're gonna come out with the shoe. Okay, then you drop it. Then it's like, oh, Nike called some people and said, don't put the shoe out. Okay, so you have you have nothing.
Right.
No video.
I'm telling y'all, do not ignore Nike, which has always been counterculture. This thing drops the week of the 4th of July. Okay? Don't think for a second
Need to get headlines.
that this is also not a Nike. Because here's the other piece I want to know. How many shoes got made?
Exactly.
Well, they sell them for $2,000.
But my point is,
Yeah.
see, I need y'all.
I got you.
How many shoes got made?
I'm with you.
See, if you tell me Nike shipped 100,000 pair, all right. Y'all think Nike shipped 100,000 pair?
Probably like
I wouldn't be surprised if Nike shipped 1,000 pair. See, I'm just trying to tell y'all.
I didn't think about that.
We are
But yeah.
dealing with the one company, the one American company that understands counterculture, that understands being very much counter what everybody want. This is 4th of July week.
Yeah.
This thing drops, gets picked up. Here's the other deal. How many different images of the shoe have y'all seen?
just that one.
Just that one.
Just that one.
Have y'all seen?
Not
So
on
you mean
the
to
website.
So you mean to tell me there's no shots of the side of the shoe, or the front of the shoe?
There's the front. I saw the front.
There's a front.
Yeah. I can't remember where
Really?
I saw it.
Let's try to pull it up.
Yeah.
All right.
I saw the.
Yeah. I mean,
It was drippy. Like,
Yeah,
it was hot.
it
No,
was a
let's
very
see.
nice shoe.
I'm telling y'all.
But-
See, don't. Y'all think I'm joking?
And if
Nike's Nike.
If I read correctly, I think what they were saying that Nike said is that releasing it this week, as we were supposed to be, this is the week of the 4th. It was something about releasing it this week. Well, to your point, they could release it next week.
Yeah, there's a side shoe image.
Oh, that looks even better.
I know, it's so fire.
That looks even better.
Look at that.
That looks even better.
That joint is
Oh my
drippy.
Nice shoe.
God.
All right, so is this it here? Is that another one? Which one? Hold on. Which one?
See that one?
That's an ugly ass shoe.
It's
Oh, no, Roland.
I'm letting y'all know.
Blasphemy.
Nah,
It's an
bro.
ugly ass shoe.
I already have an outfit associated with it.
Hold up. But wait a minute. Hold up. Let me see. Now that one is, because see, what I'm also looking at is, okay, so this is the shoe right here. All right, so y'all pull it up.
I don't see how you don't like
That
this.
one is nice.
All right, so here's the deal. Okay, fine. That's y'all check this out. But hell, here's the one for Puerto Rico that I just saw.
Yeah, there's an international one.
Here's the one for Puerto Rico. So let me pull this one up. That's the Puerto Rico shoe.
That joint is fly, too.
Listen, it's not much difference.
That joint is fly.
And I guess they have on the back of that one the Puerto Rican flag. I see. Hold on, let me see if I can.
Ooh, it rotates.
That joint is fly.
How do you not like this?
Oh, that joint is nice.
Hold. Do you know why I don't like this here?
Why?
Right,
140?
y'all goddamn mind.
That's how much they cost.
That's how stupid y'all are.
I didn't say it was
Paying $140 damn for some damn tennis shoes.
Hey, it lasts
Nike.
forever.
That's why Nike.
It's an investment.
Bullshit. It is not an investment. No, it's not. That's not an investment. You want to know what's a damn investment?
That's a
Right?
sneaker game. That's sneaker game.
Are you about to pull up
territory
marijuana
right there,
stock?
Roland.
Hell no.
Yeah, I thought he was going to do that, too.
No.
Like, segue. Here we go. Yeah.
This is an investment. Right here. Pull it up.
Why?
Nike stock closes at $84.96.
I mean, I'll
Y'all running around. Nike got y'all like some crackheads. Okay? Oh my God. Oh, the shoe. Dropping $140 and $200 for a damn pair of tennis shoes. Buy your ass some Nike stock.
I'll do
Hey,
both.
I grew up in the era of Jordans where, so.
I don't give a damn about
The
Jordan.
J's.
Yo, let me tell y'all something.
I don't even wear those.
Let me tell y'all something. Black ass Adidas right here.
Oh.
$40 damn.
No,
Y'all can
no,
go to hell
no,
with
Roland.
paying $100.
No, Roland.
You know what? 40. You know what that means? I got an extra $100 damn. Then y'all run around by. I'm telling you right now.
And he matching.
Black, you damn right.
Matching at that.
I'm an alpha. Hell yeah, my stuff matches. Black people, stop falling for the okie doke, buying them expensive ass shoes. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
That's all. That's right. 2 shares equal 1 pair of shoes. And when them
why can't you do
them
both?
old ass shoes, when you can't wear them anymore, guess what? You still got the Nike stock. That's all I'm saying. All right, y'all. Let's go to our second story. I saw this here, and I got to do this before I go to because I am going to the marijuanastock.org next. I got cause look, hey, they're a damn sponsor, y'all. Right, damn that. All right, y'all. So pull this story up here. Charlottesville City Council votes to cease celebrating Thomas Jefferson's birthday, April 13th, as an official holiday. This is the Wall Street Journal article right here. The city will observe a day recognizing the emancipation of enslaved African Americans. And I was sitting here reading this story, and conservatives, I saw Mark Davis, radio talk show host out of Dallas. He's like, when is this going to end? I'm like, when y'all start recognizing black folks fully. And then somebody was like, oh, Thomas Jefferson, he tried to write the abolition of slavery into the Constitution. It got taken out. Well, his ass didn't have to own slaves. See, here's my whole deal with people who say, oh, at the time, everybody did. No, everybody didn't.
No, everybody
Everybody didn't. See, if you were truly an abolitionist, you didn't have to own them. So what do y'all make of this? And so, again, so this is the deal. City Council voted Monday to scrap the decades-old April 13th holiday, honoring the founding father and president who owned slaves. Charlottesville will now mark Liberation and Freedom Day on March 3rd, the day U.S. Armed Forces arrived in the city in 1865. I think it's a great idea.
Yeah, I don't have a problem with them changing it to the day that they have. As far as just this, the notion of Thomas Jefferson, people like to romanticize the relationship that he actually had with the slave that he raped, Sally Hemings, but
Hemings.
yeah, but
She was property.
Yeah, he's from Mississippi.
Yeah,
so
but for
people say
me,
Hemings.
and when I hear people have these conversations, even the politicians here in, on the Hill, when you start saying, well, let's remove the Thomas Jefferson Memorial, when you start saying, let's remove them from the U.S. Capitol, when you start saying, let's remove the Confederate Memorial at Arlington Cemetery, then I'll start believing that you're actually serious about this discussion, but we know that's not going to happen.
Well, but here's the deal, though. I was in Statuary Hall. I was there for the Congressional Black Caucus. They had an event there dealing with fatherhood, and I'm going through Statuary Hall, and I didn't know where I was going, and so I was like, "Yo, can y'all tell me where I'm going?" And then they're like, "Oh yeah, so when you walk past this point here, make a left by this. Pull it up, please." All right. You don't see it? Hold on. Let's see here. I'm trying to pull it up. Now hold up. Let's see here. Okay. All right. Can't pull it up. Basically, it's a damn statue, Robert E. Lee. Every state in the Union gets to have 2 statues in Statuary Hall. Virginia continues to have the Robert E. Lee statue, a man who was a traitor to his country. If you actually fought for the Confederacy, you were a damn traitor and a domestic terrorist. And that's what he was. I'm going to call it like I see it. I don't care what anybody thinks. And I'm sorry. If you black from Virginia, that should not be, when you go to the state capitol, when these kids go on field trips, that should not be one of the 2 damn statues from your state honoring a Confederate general. Sorry.
And they're still there.
Yeah, they're still there.
Yeah.
So, and there are people who call it for right. But I think, Kelly, look, I like what Charlottesville City Council did. And for the people who don't like it, well, guess what? The reality is this nation was founded on the premise of bigotry and discrimination.
Absolutely.
It was not all men are created equal. This nation, despite what all these folks want to lie about, this nation was founded based upon the principle of white male landowners running America. Today is the 55th anniversary of the Civil Rights Act of 1964. 3 days ago was the anniversary of the Morrill Act that created land grant universities in this country. Okay, and Lincoln signed into law, but it wasn't for another 25 years where they created a second Morrill Act for black folks. That's how we got our black land grant universities. We weren't in the original one.
Right.
We had to get the second one. So the point is, for all the people who don't like it, who hold up the founding fathers, we can call out and we should correct the story of who they were. And yes, if it means honoring slaves and African Americans over a slave owner, ain't got no problem with it.
And there shouldn't be a problem with it, but to take it a step further, anybody who disagrees with that, specifically actually wanting to keep Confederate statues and figures in the narrative, I would consider you a traitor. And if it weren't for the First Amendment of protection of free speech, I would argue that these people could be jailed because you are talking against our union. You are talking against preserving basically the enemies of the state. So, but for the First Amendment, they're safe. But for, the distance between the historical moment and now, they're safe. But for you to want to protect something that has or shouldn't have anything to do with the American history, the fabric of American history, not just a moment of it, that's dicey. You shouldn't even want to think along those lines.
Well, and what kills me with all of these people who are running around and they don't like it. Oh, we don't believe these Confederate statues should come down. Okay. By all means, erect Hitler statues across America. And let's see what the reaction is going to be. In fact, let's erect statues of Black Panthers. Oh, we know that'll scare the hell out of y'all. The bottom line is this here. There are people today who want to defend white supremacy. And for the Charlottesville, and here's also what I think is interesting. Because Malik, Republicans always talk about big government, local control. Big government, local control. Alabama Republicans passed a law that local city councils could not pass ordinance removing statues. Happened in Tennessee as well. So I always get amazed by the people who love local control
Until it doesn't benefit their
until they don't like it.
Right. Yeah, I mean, and unfortunately, that is where we are. I think it is worth acknowledging that some of these, slave owners and people who fought, that the history is more complex for some people, not for everyone, but for some people, because some of these people ended up becoming presidents of the United States.
And complex.
I'm trying to. What do you mean?
Complex in the we still have, for instance, the Washington Monument. I'm talking about the Jefferson Memorial that we have. We still have some of them. These remnants, vestiges of this period is still there.
Right.
But they have more complicated histories than just being a part, fighting actually in that war where they fought against.
Yeah, but here's the deal. Well, first of all, Washington wasn't alive in the Civil War. All of them.
Yeah.
But we have to acknowledge, though, that had Washington had the guts, and had Jefferson had the guts, and had any of them had the guts to say, no, we are not going to create a nation that is going to enslave and degrade and deny opportunities for people of African descent, that would not be how we do it. Had they actually bothered to read their own words,
we wouldn't have had to wait
and apply it, we would. First of all, we would not have had a civil war, and we would not be dealing with the reality of race today, had they been truly honorable men. And so I have no problem. See, if all these white folks who want us to be quiet, but these are the same people who celebrated when the Smithsonian from National Museum of African American History and Culture, when they added an addendum to the Bill Cosby display. See, y'all follow me here. I'm going somewhere. So all these people who don't want us calling out the Confederate statues, but they had a problem to amend the Bill Cosby display, where they talked about the Cosby Show, how dominant it was and how important it was. They amended the display to add the sexual assault charges and him being found guilty. So when you go through the Smithsonian and you see this on Bill Cosby, you're going to see that as well. So please explain to me, if y'all happy with that, why are you not happy if those of us say, add something to the Jefferson Memorial, add something to the Washington Monument, add something to all these other displays?
Historic perspective.
It's amazing how they get real quiet on that stuff.
I think that, with what you just said, I think that would actually make it even more of a beautiful memorial, to see the entire story, to see that the presidents and the people that we honor weren't a monolith, that they didn't just do good things, that they were actually full human beings. And even though they did these mistakes, they also did something great, which is X, Y, or Z, whoever the person is. But also to show that these were extremely flawed men.
Because,
and how do we rectify that mistake of them being, the ramifications of them being, flawed men? How do we rectify that into the future? Because just having all the good things that they've done, that doesn't help anybody.
Jason, if you are going to praise them for being founding fathers and creating this, they got to own what else they created, and that is American racism.
Absolutely. There's no question about it. And as far as Washington, I have so much history going through my mind right now. Of course, Washington chased a runaway enslaved woman by the name of Ona Judge until the day he died. He knew that there was no slavery in Philadelphia, there was a rule in the state of Pennsylvania that you had to take that after I think it was after 6 months, your enslaved people were free. No, 90 days, I believe. After 90 days, your enslaved people were free. He would bring his enslaved people with him to Philadelphia, because that was the capital. And what he would do was take them outside of the state, whether it was to New Jersey or back to Virginia, just to reset the clock. Literally, take you on a road trip and then bring you right back so that you weren't free, just to get around that kind of technicality.
Wow.
And so for me, and again, of course, Sally Hemings, you mentioned Sally Hemings, 14 years old at the time, you know, was basically a younger version of his wife, you know, and we
Enslaved.
you know, enslaved, and that's another thing. You know, I hate to be like the word guy, but I would say we should not use the word slave owner. We should use the word slave holder. A captive is held. You know, a hostage is held.
Professor.
You know what I mean? Those people. You know, you own property. You own, you know, you own a table.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You own a horse, but
Well, black people weren't people.
No, they were property.
Right, absolutely. No.
That's
But
why.
we want to acknowledge them as captives, as hostages, and as people. So we shouldn't, and I would say, you know, I don't like to even use the word slave. I use the word enslaved.
Right.
Because enslaved shows that it's a condition.
Right.
You know, slave makes it into an identity.
And some of those kids, I don't think they were, some of those kids weren't freed until after Thomas Jefferson actually died.
And that's why, and then I'll use
Washington
Harvey
the same way.
Saying now, and that's why now the rest of the story, which they don't want y'all to know. Going to a break. This is Roland Martin Unfiltered. Back in a moment. You want to check out Roland Martin Unfiltered? YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And subscribe to our YouTube channel. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. It's Roland Martin Unfiltered. See that name right there? Roland Martin Unfiltered. Like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel. That's YouTube.com/Roland S. Martin. And don't forget to turn on your notifications so when we go live, you'll know it. All right, y'all. They're back. MarijuanaStock.org is another great investment opportunity. If you were lucky enough to invest in their last crowdfunding campaign, you know they raised a bunch of money in just a few months investing in legal marijuana farms. Those initial investors now own shares of a publicly traded company. And I'm sure you're like, damn it, why didn't I get involved? Now they have a new investment opportunity that is as good, if not even better, than the last one. I'm talking about industrial hemp CBD. For those who don't know, the hemp plant is the cousin to marijuana with a much higher concentration of CBD, which means hemp CBD gives you all the medical benefits of marijuana without getting you high. Some of y'all like, dang, but that's the fact. Until recently, hemp farming was practically illegal in the United States and heavily regulated by the DEA. However, the 2018 Farm Bill changed all of that, making it legal to grow hemp CBD in the U.S., thus creating one of the largest commodities worldwide. They need land to grow all of its plants. And this makes for an incredible investment opportunity, and that's where our good friends at 420 Real Estate come in. Their business model is simple. They buy land that supports hemp CBD grow operations and lease it to licensed, high-paying tenants. That's right, they are hemp CBD landlords, and you can get in on the action by investing in this crowdfunding campaign for as little as $200 up to $10,000. If you want to invest, go to marijuanastock.org. That's marijuanastock.org. Get in the game and do it now. Folks, over the weekend, a historical marker was unveiled remembering Julius July Perry and the victims of the Ocoee Massacre at the Orange County Regional History Center. Perry's death at the hands of the KKK in Florida and local authorities set off a level of racial violence that terrified black residents of Orange County for decades. Now, the way the story goes is that Perry and two friends, Moses Norman and Valentine Hightower, were black entrepreneurs and farmers who moved to Ocoee in the 1880s. The friends grew wealthy and prominent in their community. See, that's really what the issue is. They grew wealthy. Norman attempted to cast a ballot in the racially charged 1920 election. After twice being turned away from the polls, Norman went to Perry's house, where a shootout with police and Klansmen forced them to run. Perry was shot and arrested and brought to the jailhouse that later became the History Center. The next day, Perry was shot again and lynched. Of course, this was the unveiling of this marker.
The historical marker for Julius July Perry.
Woo! Yeah, yeah! Woo!
Folks, this is an example of what happens when you honor also the other history that America likes to ignore.
Great stuff. I think it's great stuff, and especially, you know, these type of things, what we're talking about in Florida, what we're talking about in Charlottesville, you know, this is the 400th year since the first African arrived in Virginia. Port Comfort, was it? I think, but at the time, Hampton, Virginia. So any of these efforts to kind of educate us, I didn't know about, I knew nothing about this story. I literally knew nothing about this story. But any effort to educate us on our history, and when I say our, I mean the American people. It's all of our histories. And so any effort that we can do to remedy that in whatever fashion, I'm all for it. So I think it's great.
Yeah, I would agree. You know, the history, one of the things that I think is so important is that oftentimes we as African Americans, and I think this is purposeful, we only hear about nonviolent, you know, protest. Mm-hmm. We don't hear about people actually firing their guns, and yeah. when you come to their house, them defending their families. And I think that that's a story that needs to be told. Whether it's, I always pronounce it wrong. Is it Ocoee?
That's
Florida.
Yeah.
I always pronounce. I'm hoping I'm getting it correctly for my Florida people. You know, in Ocoee, in Houston, Texas. I'll tell you just a quick story because I love history, and I turned it in my manuscript for my history book. But anyway, you know, in Houston, Texas, there was a situation where a black war veteran saw a black woman being assaulted by a police officer. So he came over and intervened. He was beaten and jailed. Now, his major in the military came to the station to find out what was going on. He was also beaten and jailed. You know, 100 veterans got together, got their guns, and got into a firefight with the police.
Wow. In
Houston, Texas. Now,
what year was this?
I have to go back and look. I'll go back and look. But it was, you know, the fact is that black people with guns, whether it's, you know, Robert F. Williams or whomever, black people have been defending their communities, been prepared to defend their communities, whether it's with, you know, nonviolent protest or whether it's picking up a weapon.
All right, folks. Also being honored, of course, this month was actually in June was Arthur Ashe. Of course, in his hometown of Richmond, Virginia, they've renamed a major thoroughfare after him after years of efforts. Thousands of people attended the ceremony to celebrate along with elected officials. Congressman John Lewis of Georgia, of course, urged the crowd to remember Ashe's legacy. Virginia Senator Tim Kaine, former mayor of Richmond, called the new name an act of healing. Ashe, of course, was the first black player selected to the U.S. Davis Cup team and the only black man to ever win the singles title at the U.S. Open, Wimbledon, and the Australian Open. We don't have a video of that? Okay, y'all, well, roll it.
4, 3, 2, 1.
All right. Also, folks, today in Philadelphia, Patti LaBelle is being honored in her hometown with her own street. A stretch of Broad Street was renamed for Patti LaBelle during the ceremony. The street between Locust and Spruce Streets will now be called Patti LaBelle Way. And so there were a lot of folks there who were celebrating that. All right, guys. Y'all keep telling me y'all got video, but it's not in the script. So roll the video. And you tell me now there's no video. Okay, all right. That's why I kept saying. I'm just saying. All right, y'all. Here's a reporter there this was a reporter who was covering this. Go to my iPad, please. This was some video of the street there. They were getting all set up. The stage was all set to honor Patti LaBelle there. It was a big old celebration. And so congratulations to Patti LaBelle on getting her own street. Aaron Baskerville, a brother with NBC in Philadelphia, thanks for that as well. All right, y'all. Going to go to a break. We'll talk about HBCU Giving Day. And also, we'll show you crazy road wage. White folks losing their mind in America. That's back. Roland Martin Unfiltered.
The thing that I have done throughout my life is to do the best job that I can and to be me. African-American astronaut Mae Jemison.
You want to support Roland Martin Unfiltered? Be sure to join our Bring the Funk fan club. Every dollar that you give to us supports our daily digital show. There's only one daily digital show out here that keeps it black and keep it real. As Roland Martin Unfiltered. Support the Roland Martin Unfiltered daily digital show by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Our goal is to get 20,000 of our fans contributing $50 each for the whole year. You can make this possible. RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Non-black people losing their mind. Mark Char, a Hawaiian man who was in court to be sentenced after being convicted for a vicious road rage attack, y'all literally showed up in court in blackface. He said it was to protest being treated like a black man.
The reason why I'm like this is because I prepared myself to play my part in your kangaroo court, treating me like a black man, so today I'm going to be a black man. This kangaroo court is giving me a life sentence for me trying to protect and defend myself against the attack from 3 guys. In essence, treating me like a black man.
Y'all, Charles was found guilty in March of attempted murder and assault for stabbing 3 men when he was cut off on a freeway in 2016. He was sentenced to life in prison with the possibility of parole.
Lock him. The idea that it's an insult to the court to show up in black face. I mean, and then to...
And he used permanent marker.
Right.
And to
So
argue...
how's that?
Because,
That was
so
permanent marker.
if you look like you're black, and that didn't even look like black, but if you look like you're black, he wanted to show how it feels to be treated as a black man. You know...
Right, which is basically saying, how dare you? I ain't black.
Do you know how many light-skinned blacks...
And y'all
Kamala
sending me to jail? Yeah, we go to send your punk ass to jail. As if white
being
folks
stupid.
and non-black people don't do some stupid-ish.
Yeah, I mean, it didn't make sense. I wasn't sure what he was trying to get at. And I know he certainly wasn't looking for leniency from the
Could not have
judge
been.
by doing
Hey.
that. You know, judges tend to not like those kinds of stunts.
Yes.
So
And he didn't. The judge actually had some remarks at the end.
So he's where he probably deserves to be.
And wait till you go.
And good luck washing that permanent marker off.
Yeah, and I hope
Wait till you get to jail.
And I hope you meet some brothers in prison.
I mean, if he were really a black man, he would have made it out alive on that highway after stabbing 3 people.
See, now why you
get him started?
Now why you want to go? Why you want to go ahead and point that kind of stuff out?
Because-
All right, y'all. You know what time it is.
Girl, no charcoal girls are allowed.
I'm white. I got you, bro.
Illegally selling water without a permit
On my property.
Whoa! Hey! I'm uncomfortable.
Y'all, Pittsburgh authorities have filed assault charges against a white man in Pennsylvania whom they initially declined to arrest after he was caught on video forcibly restraining a 13-year-old child in a park. The young man and a friend were sitting in an abandoned truck that had been in the neighborhood park for years. Well, Thomas DeAndrew decided to say, oh, what the hell? He saw them leaving the truck and assumed they were trying to rob it. He called police on the boy twice, but they never showed up, so he said, I'm about to play George Zimmerman.
Believe that second, man. You're I wasn't.
Please get off my brother.
You assaulted me, you little
Please
shit.
get off my brother. His mouth is bleeding.
I know it is. He punched me in the face. I will
my
not
brother.
leave you alone.
Can you please get off my brother?
You punched me. 13, nigga. I'm 46. Okay, I'm 13. You punched me in the face.
Can you please get off my
I
brother?
can't.
You can't. I'll call
I can't
him.
until the police get
I
here.
will hold him. Please
No,
get off my
you can't.
brother.
He
Please
just
get off my
fucking
brother.
punched me.
He's 13 years old. Can you please get off my brother? Sir, I'm begging you. Can you please get off
He
my
dropped
brother?
me like I'm a kid.
Can you please
I could
get
have a
off
fucking
my
heart
brother?
attack.
Can you please
I'm
get off
holding.
my
I'm not
brother?
hurting him.
I'm gonna hold him.
I'm not hurting him.
hold him. His mouth is bleeding. He has asthma. Can you please get off my brother?
So, white man mad because he got punched, but he's the one who assumed that they were stealing.
You George Zimmerman, because that was the whole argument that Trayvon Martin defended himself. And he was shocked. Oh my goodness! This young black kid carrying Skittles and Arizona iced tea responded to me following him. So he's on television talking about on this video talking about he hit me. Well, what did you expect him to do? If my child is being harassed by a, first of all, grown man, young man, anything, I want my child to respond. And he should have knocked him out clean. She should have picked something up and knocked him out clean. Ugh.
It costs absolutely no money, no time, or anything for somebody to mind their damn business. It really doesn't.
It's
and
free.
It is so free.
Yeah.
It makes no sense. And it's like, with white people like this, it's almost like in their genetic makeup to terrorize and meddle in affairs that aren't theirs. And it's just kind of like, why? Why? He's 13. And then for him to get on video and be like, oh my God, I almost had a heart attack as you're choking somebody with your knee.
He should have knocked your ass out. If you accusing me of theft and I ain't steal nothing and you roll up on me, yes, I'm going to knock your ass out.
Sure.
I was under the impression that guy actually threw the first punch.
He did.
You know,
He did.
so, I mean, you throw the first punch, then,
You threw the first punch
you know.
and he knocked your ass out. And how dare you hit me? Well, don't throw a punch.
Like,
Right,
he chased
exactly.
him to that point.
Yo,
The car wasn't
I'm
there.
telling you.
Wait a minute. What?
I keep
Yeah.
trying to tell y'all. We going to do one of these stories one day. You know what it's going to be? White man dead. White woman dead. And I ain't going to have sympathy. Because, I told you, we actually already have that case. I keep telling y'all, it happened in Washington State. Some white homeless dude roll up on his brother at FedEx and accuse him of theft. Try to come at him. Brother knocked his ass out. Homeboy died. He had some kind of condition.
Right.
Hey,
And then
say dog.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. I don't feel for you.
I don't feel for him at all.
I'm tired of this.
But not only that, this isn't his first time doing something
Right,
like to the
exactly.
children in that area. This is like
He has a history.
like when the mother.
Wanna be George Zimmerman.
Yeah. No, the mother actually posted the video. You know, she was hesitant at first. She posted the video, and people actually responded like, yeah, he did this to me, he did that to me, and da-da-da-da-da. Like,
Shame on the damn cops because they initially didn't want to arrest him.
it took them hours.
And the only reason he got arrested because this thing went viral.
For assault
That's
of a
the
child.
only reason. All right, y'all. I saw this video today, and Lord, I just had to do the church happy dance when I saw this video. A white contractor rolled up on a black homeowner. Press play.
You gonna do it? You want me to do it? Hi. You know what? I do apologize. I know you've come from a very long way, but we're gonna use someone else.
She's upset with the flag.
No, I'm beyond upset with the flag. No, you don't need to take it down. You continue to believe what you need to believe, sir. But no, I cannot pay you for your services. Thank you. Have a good day.
Oh, wow.
I thought it was a regular American.
I thought it was like a little decal.
Right, that's what I thought.
I thought it was like a decal. What is wrong with you?
All right. First of all, who the punk ass dude who with her? See, hold up. See, y'all, did y'all miss that? Did y'all miss that?
What?
No, what is
See,
that?
all y'all missed that.
He was just standing there.
I saw
Listen
it,
to the punk ass dude who she with. Press play.
You gonna do it? You want me to do it? Hi. You know what? I do apologize. I know you've come from a very long way, but we're gonna use someone else.
She's upset with the flag.
No, I'm beyond upset with the flag. No, you don't need to take it down. You continue to believe what you need to believe, sir. But no, I cannot pay you for your services. Thank you. Have a good day.
Now, let me reenact. You want me to do it? Yeah, you go ahead and do it. So she come out. And then, like, she upset with the flag. No, I'm calling him a punk ass dude. Cause see, clearly, he ain't have a problem. Now, probably he didn't want to fix something, so he like, well, hell, we call him to come fix it. And she was like, matter of fact, now I want y'all play it again.
You gonna do it? You want me to do it? Hi. You know what? I do apologize. I know you've come from a very long way, but we're going to use someone else.
She's upset with the flag.
No, I'm beyond upset with the flag. No, you don't need to take it down. You continue to believe what you need to believe, sir. But no, I cannot pay you for your services. Thank you. Have a good day.
No, we good. Continue to believe what you believe. But I ain't have a good day. Turn on her heels. Hey, that's what I'm saying.
Was the guy white?
I don't know.
He looked like he was. I thought he was white.
I don't know.
Cause you
he can be white, light skinned, Latino. I don't care. He a punk ass. She was like, "You want me to handle this?" And I'm like, "Dude." And then he realized, she's upset with the flag. She's like, "No. I'm beyond upset. I don't know who this sister is. I'm with 100%.
Oh, absolutely.
Right. I'm not gonna give you
absolutely.
my money.
Did you get?
No, I don't know where it was. I don't know. It was somewhere in America.
Because he's literally riding around soliciting service with a Confederate flag.
I thought, when I heard about the video, I thought it was like a little decal or like something
that's
like
a
in the
whole
license
hanging
plate.
on
That's
a
a
pole
flag. That's a banner.
Yo, let me tell
And
you
he thought,
something.
I'll just take it down. I was like,
right, and he thought that was cool.
Does that change his what?
Yeah, I'm gonna go ahead and take it down. No.
And who's to say that he was actually going to continue with the services once he found out that was a black woman?
Right.
No, I think he wanted their money.
But it's just, look, it's no different than when, so seriously, I was in Houston Memorial Day weekend, and I roll up, and as this dude with a Trump 2020 flag the same size as that one.
They make them that?
Oh, yeah. Oh, let me tell you something right now. First of all, they clearly they had finished plans in the parking lot. I'm just letting y'all know right now. Because, normally what happens when you go play, they pair you up with somebody. Letting y'all know. If his ass had got paired up, that would have been a problem on a golf course. It was like, no, that bullshit coming down. I don't give a damn what. I'm like, y'all can group them with somebody else. And see, normally, you want to play in front. So, no, I would have said, no, y'all go ahead and play in front. I would have been hitting into their ass all day. I would have been aiming for them. I would have been trying to tag that damn cart all damn day. But I'm just letting y'all know right now. You come with a big-ass flag like that saying Trump 2020, there will be issues. But I am totally with this sister. Matter of fact, you know what? Damn it, play it again.
Oh, man.
You gonna do it? You want me to do it? Hi. You know what? I do apologize. I know you've come from a very long way, but we're going to use someone else.
She's upset with the flag.
No, I'm beyond upset with the flag. No, you don't need to take it down. You continue to believe what you need to believe, sir. But no, I cannot pay you for your services. Thank you. Have a good day.
She's a...
See, now y'all get it.
Well, I wasn't listening. I was listening to her.
I feel you. If he had said, look, we don't accept that.
Right.
Sorry. Not on our property. Scram. But the fact that he said she's
upset, yeah.
It's all her. You know what I mean? That first of all, I don't know, maybe I'm newly married, but you don't do that to your wife. Even if I disagree.
No, you have some damn guts.
Yeah. Even if I
don't want that damn flag on my damn property.
Yeah. But even if I disagree, that's my wife. We riding together in
right,
public.
like, that's a team.
Yeah, if she says, we ain't with it, I'm like, we ain't with it.
Well, we shouldn't be surprised that our black women are assertive, more assertive sometimes.
But it's not the point that she's assertive, it's the fact that he wasn't at all.
It was the fact that he didn't ride with her. That's the thing that
he definitely should have, but I think it's worth pointing out that there's a difference. I draw a clear distinction between the Confederate flag and the Trump 2020 flag.
They the same to me.
That's
they the same.
Because I support Trump and I don't support
the Confederates. They the same to me. Well, hell, the Confederate flag, your home state, Mississippi.
Absolutely.
They the same to me.
Absolutely.
Look, go down south, you'll find black people with Confederate flags.
Oh, absolutely.
I've seen that in Mississippi.
And they are stupid too.
I have not seen that.
Well, I have.
Maybe not in
All right, y'all. Now, I saw this video on social media as well, and I had to give this sister some love, okay? Now, a lot of times we go through airports, and you know what? If you do hashtag Airport Chronicles, I've had to deal with some stupid people in the airports who act a fool. But when I saw this video, I had to say, we got to give this sister some love, because this was one of the absolute best announcements I have ever seen in my life, and it took the flavor of a sister to do it. Courtesy, and she works for Southwest Airlines. Go right ahead.
If you got something that won't fit, we gonna have to check that. And guess what? If you done check 2 bags over there at the counter, guess what you got to do? Give me a credit card, so it's gonna cost you $75. Anybody don't understand that? Talk among yourself and explain it, because I ain't finna say it again. Any problems? Pray about it. It's gonna work out. Jamaica, whatever. Anywho, again, I'm Bernie, and as always, thank you for flying with us here at Southwest Airlines.
Talk amongst yourselves if you don't understand what I just said. First of all, but can y'all please, when y'all shooting video, damn it, can y'all please shoot horizontal? Okay? So we ain't got to have all those bars on the left and the right side. Can you shoot horizontal so we can fill the whole screen up with the video? It just drives me. The vertical videos get on my nerves. I'm sorry. I
love it.
Because, I want to get, when people are sitting here blocking the way, like you trying to get on the plane and you in group 1 or you Premier 1K or you first class and a bunch of y'all standing in the way, move your asses. I mean, you in group 3 and 4. They ain't called you.
Right.
You know what? But I will say, if I were upset, if I were angry about something or having a moment, and I heard that probably would change my disposition. I'm sure that after that, I would probably calm down a little bit. That was awesome stuff. That was awesome.
I want it on a T-shirt. Any problems?
Pray about it.
It's gonna work out.
Boom.
G-O-N, work out.
To me, that's right next to.
It's above me now. It's above me now.
It's above me.
It's above me. And you notice in all these videos, these are black people.
Thank you and have a nice day.
Most definitely. You know?
I also need anybody don't understand that, talk amongst yourselves and explain it, because I ain't finna say it again. I need that on the T-shirt too.
Right.
And I don't care how long it is.
Finna. She's from the South somewhere because she said finna.
Yeah. In fact, hold on. Jason didn't get it. See,
he ain't from the South.
He here in the North. Well, Maryland, damn near South. But play it again.
If you got something that won't fit, we gonna have to check that. And guess what? If you done check 2 bags over there at the counter, guess what you got to do? Give me a credit card, so it's gonna cost you $75. Anybody don't understand that? Talk among yourself and explain it, because I ain't finna say it again. Any problems? Pray about it. It's gonna work out. Jamaica, whatever. Anywho, again, I'm Bernie, and as always, thank you for flying with us here at Southwest Airlines.
Hey.
Yeah,
she needed promotion.
Yeah, no, I thought she
great personality. Great,
she was fun.
Probably great at customer
I need her
service.
training everybody for customer service.
Yeah.
I need her, director of human service.
Y'all know she start every conversation. Look her here.
Right.
Yeah.
Look her here.
Yes.
You start with look her here, you know exactly what's about to happen. So, all right, y'all. Tomorrow, I didn't have time to play it today, but tomorrow I'm going to play the video of the black woman in Detroit who threw this white woman in jail. Do y'all have the video? Y'all don't have that one? Because I was there, even though I told them to play it. Well, okay, fine. I mean, I'm just saying. But I love that video. So a white woman was sitting here in court, and she was talking, and she started laughing. And sister said, all right, it's a DUI case. Somebody got, okay, y'all want to laugh? Your ass going to jail for contempt. 93 days.
Yeah.
I love. Then she's like, try me.
Yes.
She said, try me.
Yes. That's a couple years ago.
That's a black, I don't care. I feel like yesterday. I'm just saying, I just love the video. I don't care. It was 5 years ago. We're going to play it tomorrow. Because, again, another black woman. I'm trying to tell y'all, okay? I do believe we need more black women in power. And we need those kind of black women in power. Because when people act out like, really? Pray about it.
Right.
Pray about it. That was just too good. All right, y'all. Support Roland Martin Unfiltered by going to RolandMartinUnfiltered.com. Join our Bring the Funk fan club. Of course, our goals at 1,000 new subs this month. We, of course, going to be broadcasting from Essence. It'll be Thursday when we head to New Orleans for Essence. We'll be going live this weekend as well. And so we got some great stuff lined up for you. But right now, we got to go. Want to thank Malik, Kelly, and Jason for being on the show today. And white folks, don't. Y'all might want to put that Confederate flag away. Because if you roll up to somebody's black house, yeah, you want me to handle it? Yeah, I'm more than upset. No, good. But you got to go. You got to go. Thank you.
Have a nice day.
Have a nice day. All that lasted in 50 seconds.
Yep.
Right. And so if you roll in my house with a big ass Trump flag, 2020, the same size as that one, we're going to have a problem. I ain't gonna be nice as that sister, just letting y'all know. Okay, but I damn sure will be recording it horizontal. All right, y'all. I'll see y'all guys tomorrow.